We've got somebody who wants to has apparently a topic to argue, and I'm way ready to have this argument. Landry in Utah does not see sufficient evidence to conclude that climate change is man-caused. And I want to start by saying, how sexist of you. Women cause climate change too. Anyway, go ahead.
Hello. Long-time listener. I grew up in Wyoming, hunting, fishing, grew up LDS, and in my 20s, when I started thinking more logically, it was pretty easy to come out of that religion, even though it's taken me years to
How old are you, Landry?
create the new social structure. I am 43.
Okay, I knew a Landry in Wyoming where I also did some growing up, but you're not that Landry at Mormon
No, I was
Church.
in Star Valley. You grew up over in Denver,
Cheyenne.
right?
No, Cheyenne. I
Cheyenne.
moved to Denver when I got older, but I went to high school and church in Cheyenne.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, anyway, go ahead,
So-
Landry.
using the same logic, what I see a lot of the environmental causes doing is that they see that, oh, there's this catastrophe happening, that the earth is warming, and they immediately jump to humans cause it. But I see like all the chemicals like destroying the ozone. If you take those same chemicals, one eruption from a volcano produces more than all of humankind has ever produced.
Okay.
And so
And
I just don't see a correlation between any of the human effects. Something like more population, more humans just creates more carbon dioxide.
Landry,
which
how
just
much-
allows
how much time
more
have you
food for
actually
plants.
put into looking at what the evidence of it being human caused is? Because I actually don't know how any person can look at the evidence for it. I can understand when you say something like, but a volcano dumps so much. However, global averages factor in volcanoes. We understand that there is some amount of natural carbon dioxide, and in fact that the baseline is created by a lot of that. However, your assertion that a volcano does more than all of the rest combined, I think is what you said, isn't true. But either way, what evidence are you actually consuming, or are you sitting and you're going, when I think about it and I just hear people on the news talk about it, I don't see it either.
Well, yeah, that's mostly. I see anybody that presents the side that, oh, humans are causing global warming, they're putting up this assumption that humans are causing it, but I can't ever seem to track down or see what data they're following.
Right.
that
I'm
shows
asking
that
you,
it's
how much
human
effort
caused
have you
and not
put
just a
into
natural
tracking
process
that
of the
down?
horses warm.
Here, I'll give you a great video that I think is one of the best videos that explains it better than almost anybody else, and it comes from a Mormon, which is the hard part. Type in global warming Mark Rober, and he will show you a
Okay.
ton of and it's mostly charted data that shows the direct correlation between not just carbon dioxide, but humans' production and the increase of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. You also brought up the ozone, which was a weird thing I thought to bring up, because the ozone is something different. It's actually O3. It's not carbon dioxide. And the ozone was something that we had a dramatic problem with. And we found out that sorry, let me restate your argument and verify that this is what you said. You said that when you look at the ozone and the damage to the ozone, and you look at the chemicals that harm the ozone, a volcano erupts and does way more than all of those chemicals do. Is that was the argument you made, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So in the 90s, we recognized that it was growing because of these things called CFLs, might have been the term for it. I don't remember what the word was. And we literally stopped producing hairsprays and things with this chemical that we were using a lot. And the ozone problem pretty much went away. So it's weird that you're pointing to something. I saw Matt Walsh, I think it was, or it might have been the other guy that always wears the gun holsters, Steven something, whatever, the Crowder. make the same point where they were like, they're shoving this down their throat the way that they tried to do the hoax about the ozone in the 90s, which was literally something we identified and fixed. So I'm even more confused that you are using CFCs was what the chemical was called, chlorofluorocarbons. It's weird that you would use that as an example, which is literally something humans identified was their fault and fixed. You do recognize that the ozone problem is separate from the climate change problem, right? Do you know that?
Well, it's similar thought processes is all I was trying to point out and see.
Good, because we solved the ozone thing. So now let's solve climate change by changing human behavior. Let's do the same thought process, just like you're suggesting it is.
But I don't see it. How?
You don't look for it.
I guess I do need to do more study, but I just see similar parallels between all the religious stuff that I always heard growing up and all the environmentalist stuff.
Then stop watching Fox
the
News.
Same kind of parallels where they're jumping to conclusions without the evidence.
Stop.
And I never can see the evidence.
Stop. Okay. Listen. Let's assume, do you at least accept that there's a problem that is happening?
I see that the Earth is getting warmer, and there's also the charts that I've seen where the Earth got warmer thousands of years ago and then cooled off again.
Is there any chart? Is there any chart that shows thousands of years ago a warming of a similar degree in a similar span of time? The answer is no.
Okay.
So if there's a problem, does it matter whether or not you're convinced that it was caused by humans? Isn't it something that we should still be working to resolve?
Yes.
If the house is on fire and your neighbor who was, let's say your neighbor was standing out in the front yard, pouring gasoline on the weeds in your front yard to kill it. And ordinarily that wouldn't actually do any potential harm to your house. But right now your house is on fire. Shouldn't you tell your neighbor with that can of gasoline to get the fuck off your front yard while your house is on fire?
But that's only, you've got to take that
tell the neighbor
that humans are causing
shouldn't you answer my fucking yes or no question?
Okay, yes, you should stop the neighbor.
Thank you. So you should do that. If the climate change problem is occurring and things humans are doing, we have good evidence to show they are not only not helping, but maybe exacerbating it to some degree. Shouldn't we do what we can to curb that exacerbation?
We would have to assume that what
shouldn't we do what we should to curb that exacerbation? These are yes or no questions.
Yes, we should do what we need to do.
Cool. Why are you opposed to that in the climate change thing?
Because I'm not sure that any of the assumed solutions are going to change anything.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. First of all, you have zero expertise in this. Your opinion is fucking irrelevant. But if you've already acknowledged that if there's a problem, the things that the evidence show should be cut back on, and yet you are opposed to that. And you are opposed to it because you are either unaware of or unwilling to accept the evidence. Which is it?
I unaware of evidence, but I have
Then
looked
go
up and I
fucking
can't
learn
find any that
something.
convince
Then
me.
go fucking learn something and stop calling in to suggest, I just disagree. I don't see this. You have zero knowledge, zero expertise. You haven't bothered to study a fucking thing. And you are part of the problem because you are going to run around convincing other people who are similarly unfucking informed that, oh, we just shouldn't do this. We shouldn't do this. You have no knowledge about any of this. Why do you even fucking express an opinion when you acknowledge that you don't know what the hell you're talking about?
You literally said volcanoes and ozones in ways that showed you had no idea what you were talking about.
Not even that. The mere fact that you are unconvinced that this is human caused, as that is your primary objection. You called in to say, I'm unconvinced of the human cause of this. It doesn't matter what the fucking cause is. It matters what the solution is.
Okay, but if the solution is going off those assumptions that this will fix it?
No, Landry. It's not an assumption of what will fix it. The potential solutions are addressing contributing factors that we can show contribute, whether they caused it or not. It may be too late for us to do anything to solve it, but should we just not do anything then?
I think if the harm caused by like not using fossil fuels and making people live with like less, not even less beneficial, but less healthy ways of life, less productive ways of life.
What proposed
there's a
solution?
certain point
What
where-
proposed? No, stop. What proposed solution is going to have you have a less healthy way of life?
Getting rid of electric everything, right? Like because
Getting rid of electric
to
everything.
create the-
Landry, are you really this
Holy shit,
stupid?
Landry.
Is
Holy
anybody
shit.
suggesting that we get?
I'm taking
Is
an
anybody?
extreme example
Shut up.
to-
Shut up and listen. Is anybody suggesting that we get rid of electric everything to solve climate change? Has that ever been proposed by anybody ever?
No, but
No,
electricity
then
comes
don't-
from burning.
No, I'm muting you because I'm sick to death of your fucking ignorance.
Holy shit.
Listen very carefully. We're trying to have a discussion here in a way that might educate or edify you in some way. When you suggest, I don't think we should be doing things that cause this, and I say, has anybody ever suggested that? The answer is no. Not no, but it's no, which means you are dishonest in argument. You are putting up red fucking herrings and straw men to knock down so that you can comfortably stay ignorant, uninformed, and unproductive in attempting to solve the problem. Do you have a potential solution to climate change at all?
Go ahead, Landry.
Oh, there we go. I heard a beep and thought I got disconnected. But no,
No, I had
don't
you on
have
hold.
a solution.
Cool. When you have
Not
a
at all.
solution, call back.
Wait,
Until
real
then,
quick.
I don't want to hear from you.
Real quick, before you let him go. Landry,
No, you do it.
there was another thing that you had said that makes it clear that you don't even understand what the issue fundamentally is. Because you brought up that in the past, the Earth has heated and cooled, which is true. We've gone through ice ages and we've gone through hot eras. Is it, if in the past, the Earth has heated and cooled, and we are right now, are you under the impression that we're just saying heating is a problem, it getting warmer is a problem? Surely you understand that this is about variable K, which is the rate of change, not the actual, yes, over some amount of time that change is going to happen, and that the rate of change, barring extreme events like asteroids in the normal way of life, we have never seen the rate of change that has happened since the Industrial Revolution. Are you aware that the rate of change, for example, that we just had the hottest summer on record, and that this one is extremely alarming because whereas the gradual change over the last 20 years has usually been under 1/10 of a degree and even under half of 1/10 of a degree, we went up as a global average from last year to this year, half of a degree, when we only have a 2-degree cushion before we really fuck up the world. Also, as you sit there, I'm saying some of these things as questions. I don't actually care if you answer because I already know that you don't know the answers to these things. You're saying this thing about if the impact on life to do those fixes would be negative. You are clearly doing this American-centric people in the middle of the country. You're in Utah. If those people's lives are impacted, not if people's lives are impacted, because climate refugees exist right fucking now. Poverty and other issues are worse in parts of the world that are also volatile, and you start to see things like violence and pop up as a result of the poverty that happens because of the famine, because of the droughts, because of the fact that right now so much of the world is still living very close to places that are basically becoming uninhabitable unless you are part of a much larger country that can more quickly and easily export things like water and stuff to you, which is why somehow Arizona still exists. Whereas if you plop down Arizona and most other parts of the world, people would have to be fleeing because they'd be just dying. Right now, whether or not climate change is man-made or not, it is man-made. And the fact that you are unaware, but you're pretending like you've gone and looked for the evidence. I just typed in evidence climate change, and most of the stuff you need is in the first results from NASA. But who knows if NASA's trustworthy? The fact of the matter is, right now, people are dying because of climate change. We just had an extreme hurricane event because the water that the hurricane was running over was hot tub temperatures, where that's not the usual thing. We have another hurricane right now that became a category 1 today, is expected to be a category 4 by the end of the week, and then will possibly hit mainland US in the second half of next week. I obsess over weather stuff, is part of the reason why I know this. By the way, it's going to be 107 degrees in Austin tomorrow. Did you know that, Matt? Fucking sucks. You fundamentally are going, I'm not seeing the evidence. But it's really hard to see anything when you cover your eyes and go, okay, where's the evidence, guys? Go look. It's not hard to find.
See, and here's where I wanted to clear up a little bit, okay? I'm taking it from the same perspective because I grew up Mormon and broke away from that. The pretty dramatic thing that happened on my mission to break me out of that, but to look at the same kind of arguments, yes, I see stuff when I look up evidence for climate change, and I see stuff heating up and charts, and yes, the Earth's getting hotter. My problem is that I can't ever seem to find any information that shows it's because of humans doing this or that.
Literally type in evidence climate change man-made and hit the first link from NASA. It's all in there. You can literally overlay the chart of the increased carbon dioxide production since the Industrial Revolution year by year, and it makes this line graph. And then if you overlay that with the rise in temperatures, with the average temperature that we can measure. Do you know how we do that, by the way? Landry, do you know how we measure
correlation causing causation?
You fucking oh my God, you do recognize that sometimes correlation does equal causation. You have to demonstrate it. You can't just assert it. And when you have Landry, how do we measure what the captured carbon in the atmosphere was? How do we find that out for previous years?
How do you measure the captured carbon?
Yeah, how do we figure that out? Yeah. How do I go, I want to know what in the 1800s the amount of carbon in the atmosphere was. How do I do that?
Well, is there a carbon dating technique? I don't know the science behind it.
Yeah, because you don't even know what carbon dating is.
Carbon dating has nothing to do with climate change. You are monumentally uninformed on anything related to the science, and because you found a bad argument in religion, you now fancy yourself an expert on logical reasoning and fallacies. You are not. No. You don't have a clue. The fact that an argument could be made to appear analogous to some other flawed argument does not mean that argument is flawed. The fact that correlation does not confirm that causation is there does not mean, by the way, if there is causation, There is always correlation.
Exactly.
Causation is 100% correlation. But you can't find it. And even after I explained it to you, that it doesn't fucking matter if you're convinced that it was caused by humans, or if anybody's convinced it was caused by humans, you went right back to that. You went back to, but I've looked around and I can't find any good argument that it's caused by humans. That's because you're not fucking looking. You don't know what you're looking for. And you haven't realized yet that it doesn't matter whether or not you're convinced or anybody else is convinced what the cause is. The only thing that matters is the fucking cure. This is bad, Landry. I'm sorry that you were lied to by religion, but that doesn't mean that everybody else is fucking lying to you. I'm sorry that you were duped and fell for some bullshit, but that doesn't mean that everything else you don't understand is bullshit. The scientific consensus from 97% of people who are experts in this field is that you're fucking wrong.
It was 97% when most of the Republican Party still denied it. Now most of the Republican Party accepts it. So I wonder if those numbers have gone up. Landry,
I appreciate the fact that this is difficult for you. It doesn't mean that you're stupid. It doesn't mean that you're gullible. But when you decide that because you don't get it or you can't find it, that you've now reached a position where you can have an informed conclusion that somehow is contrary to the informed conclusion of the experts, that's where you're being stupid. Not in not knowing, not in not having the best Google foo. All of that's fine. But genuinely, Jimmy and I can pull up Google and with just a couple of searches, find website after website after website pointing to the actual data that shows that, yes, in fact, all of the evidence is consistent with this massive, rapid spike in temperature, strongly correlating with and likely caused by human activity. But setting that aside, we also know that dumping gasoline on a fucking fire makes the fire worse. So why wouldn't you stop pouring gasoline on it?
Landry, did you just go? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm still here. There's a few assumptions where I'm not opposed to stopping pouring the gas, like you're saying, right? I'm really not. I was trying.
Which one are you opposed to?
Get out.
Which one are you opposed to? Which stopping of the pouring? Now, hang on. Which stopping of the pouring of gas?
Okay.
Which stopping of the pouring of gas is a bridge too fucking far for you?
I guess it's some of the agendas like electric cars that aren't really that useful or not that helpful, right? If we really should, in my opinion, try nuclear power or things like that.
Wait. Is that the same thought, electric cars and nuclear power? Because you do recognize that nuclear power is electricity. It is. I also agree we should do nuclear.
Me too.
Yes.
And you know what else? I am a nuclear electronics technician that was trained by the United States Navy, so I know about fucking nuclear power plants.
But when
you can't put one in a car.
Right. When you say electric, what is it about an electric car that would make an electric car not useful? I drive an electric car, by the way.
I know. All of our electricity comes from burning fossil fuels.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
False. Even in Texas, where we live, we have wind farms. They're huge. I actually, on my move here, I passed a giant one that was on fire. So they can produce heat and electricity just fine. We have wind farms. We have dams. We have, but again, you just said because we're burning to get that electricity. So if we just agreed, go nuclear, let's say you were right, you weren't, then why would electric cars still not be useful?
Electric cars become more useful.
Exactly. What's not useful about an electric car, Landry?
I guess I don't have an answer.
You do realize that we have solar power, wind power, nuclear power in addition to fossil fuels, right? All of those are used at different places in the United States and around the world?
From my understanding, which might be limited on this, it's a very small percentage. Like,
I didn't ask
less
that,
than
did I?
10%,
You
but-
fucking
but-
dishonest interlocutor. Did I ask you what
No.
percentage it was? I asked you if you were aware that we have
Yes,
solar,
we have
nuclear,
them,
and
yeah.
wind. Talk over me again. If you understand that, then why did you assert that all of our energy comes from fossil fuels?
That was a misspoke. It's not all.
Yes,
but
it
it's
was.
a vast
And
majority.
then when I asked you if you knew, you said, yes, but it's tiny. Is that relevant? Is that what was asked? The point was that you were wrong when you asserted that it was all fossil fuels. And when we corrected you on what was available, you were like, well, that's tiny. Okay, so would you agree that expanding solar, wind, and nuclear is superior or a way to address our fossil fuel consumption in a way that could contribute to ameliorating the problem or alleviating the problem? Sorry.
Alleviating, yes.
Okay.
I
So
agree with
now we have some things we can do, which, by the way, is exactly what you were opposed to because you think electric cars are a bridge too far when it's electric cars that will be needed with wind, solar, and nuclear powered electricity. My 2016 Silverado runs on gasoline. It will not run on anything generated by wind, solar, or nuclear. But Jimmy's car, which is electric, will. So which of those two cars is more likely to help with the climate change issue and be protected in the future as we limit our fossil fuel usage?
The electric car will be better, yes.
Yep. So why are you opposed to electric cars?
Well, I hesitate to say because I don't think I'll get my full
Just say it. Or
thoughts through.
Jesus
fucking
Christ. Actually, I want to go back to a thing you said a few minutes ago because I think what
I
you're
want
trying
the
to say
answer.
is I want to double down and still keep this position, even though I've just been humiliated with how wrong it was. You said a number. What percentage of the grid do you think is from non-carbon sources? What percentage do you think is clean?
Somewhere 5 to 10%.
Cool. 40%. Just so you know.
Now,
Of
why are
which
you
power
opposed to
grid?
electric cars?
What did you say, Landry, after? Sorry, what was that? What did you say?
So you said of the power grid, so that's just
Of the
houses
American power
and
grid,
stuff?
where electricity comes from, 40% of it is clean. You guessed 5 to 10. So what do you have knowledge of? What do you have a data set on? Because right now it sounds like you're trying to say, I'm agnostic on the climate change thing. I'm agnostic on clean energy, but I don't know a single statistic. I don't know a single number. I haven't seen a single study. But when I sit down and I think about, yeah, it's a warm summer, but last summer was warm, I'm not sure I'm convinced because that seems to be the extent of your data collection.
Yeah, no, I didn't plan on calling in as an expert or anything.
I'm not an
I
expert.
wanted to discuss.
Do you think I'm an
I
expert?
wanted to discuss.
I'm Jimmy Snow. I'm
the-
fucking stupid. I'm a
I have-
stupid man.
I still want an answer to my other question, but just as a side question, do you think Jimmy knew that 40% of electric production in the United States was from renewable sources and nuclear sources before this call, or do you think he Googled it right now?
He just Googled it. Yeah.
The answer is actually both. I did know that
I don't
number,
know whether
but
or
I
not
checked
Jimmy
it.
did. I don't know what Jimmy's thing was, but I didn't know, but I Googled it while Jimmy was saying it. It took 2 seconds to pop up the U.S. Energy Information thing that shows that wind is 10.2%, hydro is 6.3%, solar is 3.4%, biomass is 1.3%, geothermal is 0.4%, and nuclear is 18.2%, which makes 39.7% of U.S. electrical generation. is from nuclear and renewable sources. Now, answer my question. Knowing now that electric cars would be better, why are you opposed to electric cars? Why the answer you're afraid to give me?
No, I'm not opposed to electric cars. I am opposed to this big political agenda that
Just a minute
seems
ago.
to be pushing.
Just a minute ago, I asked you why you were opposed to electric cars. And you said you were afraid to give me the answer. And now you say you're not opposed. So which one is it?
He says he's not opposed, but he's opposed to the political agenda, which,
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Landry, what is politics?
What is politics?
Yeah. What would make something political? What is the appropriate time for something to be political?
When someone tries to gain power and advantage through fear
No.
or
No.
some
Landry.
disaster.
And Landry, politics, and I asked when is it appropriate for something to be political? The word policy is in there. It is a society's attempt as a collective to try and solve a problem. The fact that there are corrupt politicians does not make politics itself necessarily corrupt. So if as a society we agree we need to work on a solution together, we are doing something political in that moment. And so to say that you've now agreed that electric cars would be better for us, and it's not just for climate change, by the way, but that would be a good thing for us. And then to say you don't agree with that being a political agenda is to say that you don't agree that something that is good for society should be presented to society.
I'm done.
I don't know how to do more.
I will not spend any more time speaking with someone who says, I don't know what political actually means, but I know it's fucking bad, especially when it advocates for things that I just agreed were good. This is a level of stupidity that I don't know how to cope with.
Stop watching Fox News, Landry. That's my final bit of advice for you.
It's funny because I tell everybody else to not watch Fox News.
Well, you sound exactly like you sound like the kind of left-wing
Go watch
person
some
that they
fucking
put.
science. Go read a
I have
dictionary
no
or
one
an
to watch, it
encyclopedia
feels
on
like,
what political
everybody
means.
is using these same.
You don't know a
these
thing.
same tactics,
You might be the most clueless individual I've ever had the displeasure of having a conversation with. Go to Wikipedia and look up politics and learn something.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it for us, Landry. That's it for you today. Seriously, go bring back an argument that you have a data set to reference, evidence to reference, and not be just throwing it out there to check the vibe.
My biggest data set is definitely atheist.
Don't
and
care.
Mormonism.
Goodbye.
That's not a data set. Anyway, I already hung up, but
He doesn't know
he
what a
said his
data set
biggest
is.
data set was
He doesn't know what
atheism and
climate
Mormonism.
change is. He doesn't know what climate change is. He doesn't know what the fucking power grid's about. He doesn't know what the causes are. He doesn't know the difference between correlation and causation. He just knows some fucking bumper sticker clip on a fallacy that somebody gave. He doesn't know what politics are. He doesn't know what data set is. The guy knows nothing. What do Mormons teach people?
Mormons are like, I gave him a video by a Mormon that explains climate change very well. So you can't blame Mormonism for this. Not to say that there aren't a lot of Fox News Mormons. There are, but
I tell people all the time not to watch Fox News. Okay.
He honestly, like, if that's true, he seems like the kind of left-wing person Fox News has on to be the representative of the left so that people can go, wow, look how bad the left is at this. I kind of want to see.
I was having a good day.
We've got a global warming theories feast on. May as well take it back to back. You think?
Go for it. Wait, give me 10 seconds.
All right.
So it's incredibly frustrating because, first of all, I tried to bend over backwards and make this as clear as possible, because it doesn't matter if you're convinced that it's human caused. It doesn't matter whether it's human caused or not. There may be nothing we can do. We may already be screwed, and it may be that the data we have is a hot mess, and we'll find out that this was just a weird anomalous blip of a mistake that just happened to coincide with from the Industrial Revolution onward and our production of usage of fossils. Maybe it was all a mistake, and the Earth will have some way to correct itself. Maybe. But one of my favorite comments ever about climate change, which is what I tried to get us to, which is set aside what caused it, how do we cure it? There was a great, and I apologize that I'm not going to remember this name. There's a great speaker on behalf of the science who said, wouldn't it just be awful if we did all of the things that we think will perhaps curb climate change, and then we find out we were wrong and we made the world better for nothing?
Yeah.
What a shame that we made the world better. Just do the things that make the world better. And if you don't personally understand, or you think somebody's politicizing agendas, fine. But go learn what the science is. Learn what the fuck political means before you start complaining that something's political. You know what's political? Anything and everything on which there can be policy.
Yeah.
And that impacts all of our lives. All right.
Yep.
I'm ready for more.
We've got Travis in Tennessee, another place I've lived.
Ooh,
Travis in Tennessee, you are on the line with Jimmy and Matt. Says you're a theist with some global warming theories.
Yeah, I've just been listening. I think we've already went over about everything. I have my argument, and I've done heard your answer, Matt, and I'm sorry I don't know your other name.
It's Xander Crookshanks.
Yeah.
Travis,
Nice to meet you, Ben Crookshank.
so do you have any issues with what we said, or it's still, or are you saying that you heard all of the arguments and realized you were
The biggest issue
wrong?
I had was probably that we're even arguing about it instead of coming together to figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're pro solution then.
For sure.
Good.
Hey, out of curiosity, Travis, where, you don't have to give the name of the town or anything, but whereabouts in Tennessee are you?
East Tennessee.
Okay. My ex-wife graduated from ETSU, and I love that whole area. So it's always always
beautiful
good.
out here. Yeah, I agree.
It is.
Hey, we agree on that.
I'll go run and
We agree
hide in
on
the
that.
mountains.
I was actually-
make some moonshine. I'll hide in the mountains with you. It'd be just fine.
This is a little fun bit of Xander Crookshanks trivia. I was actually
That's
born
what
in
it's
Tennessee.
about, surviving, coming together and surviving, you know?
Yep.
You know, that's what
Cool.
it's about.
I was actually born in your state. I won't say exactly where, but I'll sing, "Pardon me, boys, is that the Chattanooga choo-choo?" Oh, there, I've done it. I said it anyway.
Right
You
on.
were-
Yeah, that's out of my area somewhere.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
Chattanooga. So Beth was born and raised in Cleveland. So that's Chattanooga, basically. It's
Nice.
Cleveland's
Right.
20 minutes outside Chattanooga or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks a lot, Travis. I appreciate the
Well,
call.
guys, yeah.
Travis,
I
do you
mean,
want to
it's
talk
nice
about why
to
you
meet
believe in God?
I was arguing in the background. Hopefully they had it recorded and maybe you guys could listen to it. I don't know.
No, we
But I
don't.
had a little bit of time and I've been wanting to talk to you guys and
We don't record
and,
your
you
whole
know, I
segments.
caught you at a time where it's more, you know, I know you guys are more about religion and separating religion from politics because politics is supposed to be for the whole. And, you know, we don't want to mingle science with too much because
Why?
science is always a question, right?
No.
We learn what we know.
Yeah, you've
and
said a
then we
lot of
question
incorrect
that.
things so far, Travis.
That's the
Yeah.
Travis,
that
Travis,
continues science route, so-
Travis, stop for a
You
second.
can't hear me.
You've said a couple of incorrect things. First of all, I don't believe in separating politics and religion because there are lots of political things we have to address that have
I would, but
religion. I
would-
believe in
I would
separation.
separate
Travis, hang on.
religion and
Travis,
politics.
hang on. I
Okay,
believe in
sorry.
separation of
Shit.
church and
Chill
state.
out, bro.
All right, fuck
Oh,
off.
go
Goodbye.
fuck yourself, Travis.
Go
Goodbye.
fuck yourself. Yep, later.
You,
I
you don't
believe in
fucking tell him to chill out. Go ahead, Jimmy.
I believe in separation of church and state. I also believe in making policy that protects people's right to have religion. I believe in policies that are beneficial to religious people and that limit the imposition of religion. So I don't believe in separating politics and religion, but I do believe in separation of church and state. These are different concepts.
I have a different phrasing for that. Separation of religion and government.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Is church state gets confusing because a lot of people, in much the same way that a previous caller didn't know what the fuck politics meant, a lot of people don't know what state means with regard, and that church is about the imposition of religion. Anyway, the other thing that he said was that we don't want to mix science with too much. No, I'm happy to mix science with absolutely everything that science can make a statement. Well, science is about questions. No, questions are the start of science. Science, it literally means knowledge, and it is our attempt to gain understanding about the world. Science is the most consistently reliable, useful method that we have of determining key things about reality. I can imagine few things that would be more important to your understanding of the world in every aspect, from religion all the way through to politics and government, than science.
I just like being told to chill out after somebody has not realized that they've talked over and interrupted 2 or 3 times already at that point, and was trying to tell me to chill out and saying, hey man, let me finish my sentence before you start responding to it, because you're already responding to a different point. It's not even what I'm saying.
Hello, I'm Jimmy Snow, executive producer of The Line, and I only became a woodworker for the puns. That's not important. If you would like to support this channel, you can do so on our Patreon or as a channel member, and you can actually support specific shows and specific hosts in special tiers on those. Check those options out. Also, you can leave a super thanks and get a little highlighted deal. But if all else fails, you can always you can subscribe and leave a comment. Now, here are some suggestions, because I don't care about the algorithm. I am the algorithm. Bye.